First contact. The vast emptiness of space stretched out before Captain Elena Rodriguez as she stood on the bridge of the UES Horizon, Earth's most advanced exploration vessel. The year was 2157, and humanity had finally mastered faster-than-light travel, opening up the galaxy to exploration. Elena's mission was simple yet monumental: to seek out new life and establish first contact with alien civilizations. Captain, we're picking up an anomalous reading, Lieutenant Park announced, his eyes fixed on the holographic display before him. It appears to be an artificial structure, approximately 500,000 kilometers ahead. Elena's heart raced. After months of searching, could this be it? On screen, she commanded, her voice steady despite her excitement. The main view screen flickered to life, revealing a massive structure floating in space. It was unlike anything they had ever seen, a series of interlocking crystalline rings that seemed to shimmer with an inner light. As they watched, the rings began to rotate, forming intricate patterns that defied human understanding. "It's beautiful," Elena whispered, awe evident in her voice. "Hail them." For several tense moments, there was no response. Then suddenly, the view screen came alive with a burst of colors and shapes that coalesced into a humanoid figure. The being before them was tall and slender, with iridescent skin that seemed to shift colors like the surface of a soap bubble. Its eyes were large and almond-shaped, filled with an intelligence that seemed both ancient and curious. "Greetings, explorers from Earth," the alien spoke, its voice a melodious hum that seemed to resonate within their minds rather than their ears. "We are the Zephyrians, and we welcome you to our home." Elena stepped forward, her training kicking in despite her amazement. "I am Captain Elena Rodriguez of the United Earth Ship Horizon. We come in peace and friendship." The Zephyrian's expression shifted in a way that Elena interpreted as a smile. "We have long awaited this moment, Captain. Our scientists predicted your arrival, though the exact time was uncertain. We are pleased to see that humanity has finally reached the stars." As the initial introductions were made, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that this encounter would change the course of human history forever. The Zephyrians, it turned out, were an ancient race that had achieved interstellar travel millennia ago. They had been observing Earth from afar, waiting for humanity to reach a level of technological and social development that would allow for meaningful interaction. Over the next few weeks, a cultural exchange program was established. The Horizon's crew was invited to visit the Zephyrians' massive space station, while a delegation of Zephyrians prepared to journey to Earth. Among the alien visitors was Princess Aria, daughter of the Zephyrian High Council's leader. Princess Aria was unlike any being Elena had ever encountered. Her grace and poise were matched only by her insatiable curiosity about humans and their ways. As the official liaison between the two species, Elena found herself spending more and more time with the alien princess. "Your species is fascinating, Captain Rodriguez," Aria said one day as they walked through the Horizon's hydroponics bay. "You've achieved so much in such a short time, and yet you still have this drive to explore and discover." Elena smiled. "It's in our nature, I suppose. We've always been explorers, pushing the boundaries of what's possible." Aria's skin rippled with shades of blue and green, a sign of deep thought among her people. "That's what intrigues me most about humans. Your adaptability, your resilience. We Zephyrians have existed for so long that we've become stagnant in some ways. Perhaps this encounter will reinvigorate our society." As the cultural exchange progressed, both species began to learn more about each other's history, science, and art. The Zephyrians shared their advanced knowledge of quantum mechanics and energy manipulation, while humans offered insights into fields like music, literature, and philosophy that the aliens found utterly captivating. However, not everyone was thrilled about the growing relationship between humans and Zephyrians. On both sides, there were those who viewed the other species with suspicion and fear. On Earth, conspiracy theories began to circulate about the Zephyrians' true intentions. Some believed they were here to steal Earth's resources, while others claimed they wanted to experiment on humans or even replace them entirely. Among the Zephyrians, a conservative faction known as the Purists began to gain traction. They argued that contact with humans would pollute their culture and lead to the degradation of their species. They called for an immediate end to all interactions and a return to isolation. Despite these tensions, the official relationship between Earth and Zephyria continued to strengthen. Trade agreements were drafted, scientific collaborations were established, and there was even talk of a joint colonization project on a nearby habitable planet. As the weeks turned into months, Princess Aria's fascination with humanity only grew. She spent countless hours studying human history and culture, often engaging in long discussions with Elena and other crew members about everything from ancient civilizations to modern pop culture. One evening, as Elena and Aria stood in the Horizon's observation deck, watching the swirling colors of a nearby nebula, the princess made a surprising request. "Captain Rodriguez," she began, her skin shimmering with nervousness, "I wish to extend my stay on your ship. I want to journey to Earth and experience your world firsthand." Elena was taken aback. "Princess Aria, it's unprecedented. Are you sure the High Council would approve?" Aria's eyes flashed with determination. "I will convince them. This is too important an opportunity to pass up. Our peoples are on the brink of a new era, and I want to be at the forefront of that change." Little did either of them know that Aria's decision would set in motion a chain of events that would challenge the very foundations of both their societies and redefine the nature of their species' relationship. As preparations were made for the princess's extended stay, tensions continued to simmer beneath the surface. The purists on Zephyria grew more vocal in their opposition to human contact, while on Earth, protests against the alien presence became more frequent and heated. Despite these challenges, Elena remained optimistic. She believed that the bond forming between humans and Zephyrians was stronger than the forces trying to tear them apart. As she watched Princess Aria's eyes light up with wonder at each new human experience, Elena felt a sense of hope for the future. "This is just the beginning," she thought to herself as the Horizon prepared to set course for Earth, carrying its precious Zephyrian passenger. "Together, we can achieve things neither of our species ever dreamed possible." But as they journeyed towards Earth, none of them could have predicted the incredible twist of fate that awaited them, a development that would challenge everything they thought they knew about their species and the very nature of life itself. The Horizon's journey to Earth was filled with moments of cultural exchange and scientific discovery. Princess Aria, ever curious, spent much of her time in the ship's laboratories, working alongside human scientists to compare Zephyrian and human biology. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, the ship's chief medical officer, was particularly fascinated by the Zephyrian physiology. "It's remarkable," she explained to Elena one day. "Their DNA structure is fundamentally different from ours, yet there are surprising similarities in how our bodies function." Elena raised an eyebrow. "How so?" "Well," Yuki continued, her eyes bright with excitement, "despite our different evolutionary paths, we've developed similar solutions to common biological problems. It's as if life, no matter where it emerges, follows certain universal principles." This revelation sparked intense interest among both human and Zephyrian scientists. Could there be a way to bridge the gap between their species at a genetic level? The implications were staggering, but for now, it remained purely theoretical. As they approached Earth, the anticipation on board the Horizon was palpable. For Princess Aria, it was the culmination of a lifelong dream to see the homeworld of the species that had captured her imagination. The ship entered Earth's orbit, and Aria gasped as she saw the blue planet for the first time with her own eyes. "It's even more beautiful than I imagined," she whispered, her skin shimmering with a kaleidoscope of colors that reflected her awe and excitement. The arrival of a Zephyrian princess on Earth was a media sensation. Millions tuned in to watch as Aria took her first steps on human soil, her graceful movements captivating audiences worldwide. In the following weeks, she embarked on a whirlwind tour of Earth's major cities, meeting with world leaders, scientists, and ordinary citizens alike. Throughout it all, Captain Elena Rodriguez remained by her side, serving as both guide and protector. As they traveled the globe, Elena found herself growing increasingly fond of the alien princess. Aria's genuine warmth and insatiable curiosity were infectious, and Elena often caught herself smiling at the princess's childlike wonder at things humans took for granted. However, not everyone on Earth welcomed the Zephyrian visitor with open arms. As Aria's tour progressed, protests became more frequent and vocal. Fearmongers spread wild theories about alien invasion and human subjugation, while religious extremists declared the Zephyrians an affront to divine creation. Despite the growing unrest, Aria remained determined to bridge the gap between their species. In a bold move, she requested to extend her stay on Earth indefinitely, proposing to serve as a permanent ambassador for her people. The announcement sent shockwaves through both human and Zephyrian societies. On Earth, opinions were divided. Many saw it as an unprecedented opportunity for interspecies cooperation, while others viewed it as a potential security threat. On Zephyria, the reaction was even more intense. The purists, who had been gaining support, saw this as confirmation of their worst fears. They argued that prolonged exposure to humans would corrupt their princess and, by extension, their entire culture. As the debate raged on both worlds, Elena found herself at the center of a growing storm. She was tasked with ensuring Aria's safety and well-being on Earth, a job that became increasingly challenging as tensions rose. One evening, as they sat in the garden of the embassy where Aria was staying, the princess confided in Elena. "I never expected it to be easy," she said, her skin a muted blue that Elena had come to associate with sadness. "But I truly believe that this is the path to a better future for both our peoples." Elena reached out and took Aria's hand, marveling at the silky texture of her iridescent skin. "You're not alone in this, princess. There are many of us who share your vision." As they sat there, hands clasped, neither of them could have anticipated the incredible journey that lay ahead. A journey that would test the limits of their courage, challenge the foundations of their societies, and ultimately redefine the very nature of their existence. For in that moment, unknown to either of them, something unprecedented was occurring at the cellular level, a microscopic event that would have macroscopic consequences for both their species and the future of intergalactic relations. The first signs were subtle, easily dismissed as the effects of Earth's different environment on Zephyrian physiology. Aria experienced moments of dizziness, unexplained mood swings, and a strange tingling sensation throughout her body. Dr. Tanaka ran countless tests, but the results were inconclusive. As weeks turned into months, Aria's body began to undergo more noticeable changes. Her iridescent skin took on a more stable hue, closer to human skin tones. Her large, almond-shaped eyes began to round out, and her slender frame filled out in a more human-like manner. Panic ensued as the changes became impossible to hide. Accusations flew from all directions. The purists on Zephyria claimed it was proof of human contamination, while conspiracy theorists on Earth saw it as evidence of a shape-shifting alien invasion. In the midst of the chaos, Dr. Tanaka made a stunning discovery. Aria's DNA was changing, incorporating human genetic material in a way that should have been impossible. It was as if her body was adapting to Earth at the most fundamental level. As the scientific community grappled with this unprecedented phenomenon, Elena stood firmly by Aria's side. The captain had come to care deeply for the princess, and she was determined to protect her, no matter the cost. Little did they know, the most shocking revelation was yet to come, one that would challenge everything they thought they knew about the compatibility of their species and the nature of life itself. Cosmic convergence. As the world grappled with the unprecedented changes occurring in Princess Aria's body, a new development emerged that would shake the foundations of both human and Zephyrian societies. Dr. Yuki Tanaka, working tirelessly in her lab aboard the UES Horizon, made a groundbreaking discovery that would forever alter the course of interspecies relations. Quantum genetic resonance, Dr. Tanaka announced to a stunned audience of human and Zephyrian scientists. It's the only explanation for what was seeing in Princess Aria's DNA. The concept was as revolutionary as it was mind-boggling. According to Dr. Tanaka's theory, the unique radiation emitted by Earth's core was interacting with the quantum properties of Zephyrian DNA, causing a cascading effect of genetic adaptation. This phenomenon, never before observed or even theorized, was rewriting the very building blocks of Aria's biology. News of the discovery spread like wildfire across both planets. The term quantum genetic resonance, or QGR, became the hottest topic in scientific circles and public discourse alike. Overnight, it seemed, everyone had an opinion on what this meant for the future of human-Zephyrian relations. Meanwhile, Princess Aria's transformation continued at an accelerated pace. Her once iridescent skin now bore a striking resemblance to human pigmentation, though it retained a subtle, otherworldly glow. Her large, almond-shaped eyes had rounded out, taking on a more human appearance while maintaining their mesmerizing alien quality. Captain Elena Rodriguez, ever present at Aria's side, watched these changes with a mixture of awe and concern. "How are you feeling?" she asked one evening as they stood on the balcony of Aria's embassy suite, overlooking the glittering skyline of New Shanghai. Aria turned to Elena, her newly transformed features softened by the city lights. "Physically, I feel strange, different, but not unwell." She paused, her gaze drifting to the stars above. "Emotionally, I'm overwhelmed. I feel as though I'm becoming a bridge between our species in the most literal sense." Elena reached out, taking Aria's hand in her own. The gesture, once alien, now felt natural. "You're not alone in this," she reassured the princess. "We'll face whatever comes next together." As they stood there hand in hand, neither could have predicted the cosmic storm that was about to engulf them both. Back on Zephyria, news of Aria's transformation and the discovery of QGR sent shockwaves through society. The purists, led by the charismatic and ruthless Lord Zix, seized upon the opportunity to further their agenda. "This is an abomination," Lord Zix thundered before the Zephyrian High Council. "Our beloved princess has been corrupted by human influence. We must sever all ties with Earth immediately and bring her home for purification." The High Council was divided. Some saw the potential benefits of QGR, envisioning a future where Zephyrians could adapt to any planet they colonized. Others feared the loss of their species' unique identity. On Earth, the reaction was equally polarized. Some hailed QGR as the key to unlocking humanity's potential for space colonization. Others feared it would lead to the extinction of the human race as they knew it. Amidst this turmoil, a new faction emerged, the Cosmic Convergence Movement. Comprised of both humans and Zephyrians, this group embraced the idea of genetic adaptation as the next step in evolution. They saw QGR not as a threat, but as an opportunity for both species to transcend their biological limitations. Dr. Tanaka, now a reluctant celebrity in the scientific community, continued her research with fervor. "QGR isn't limited to Zephyrians," she announced at a press conference that was broadcast across both worlds. "We've detected early signs of similar adaptations in humans who have spent extended periods on Zephyrian ships or stations." This revelation sent ripples of excitement and fear through both societies. The possibility of humans adapting to alien environments opened up new avenues for space exploration, but it also raised ethical questions about the nature of humanity itself. As the debate raged on, Princess Aria found herself at the center of a growing storm. Her body continued to change, becoming a unique blend of human and Zephyrian characteristics. She was, in every sense, becoming a new species, the first of her kind. Captain Elena Rodriguez, bound by duty and growing affection, stood firmly by Aria's side. As the princess's bodyguard and closest confidant, Elena found herself increasingly drawn into the complex web of interstellar politics and scientific discovery. One night, as they sat in Aria's private quarters reviewing security protocols, the princess suddenly doubled over in pain. "Elena," she gasped, her newly transformed eyes wide with fear. Something's wrong. Elena rushed to her side, her heart pounding. Jarvis, she called out to the AI system. Contact Dr. Tanaka immediately. Medical emergency in the princess's quarters. As they waited for help to arrive, Elena cradled Arya in her arms, whispering words of comfort. The princess's skin, now a shimmering blend of human and Zephyrian tones, felt hot to the touch. Her body trembled, racked by spasms of pain. Dr. Tanaka burst into the room moments later, her med kit in hand. As she began examining Arya, her eyes widened in shock. "This is impossible," she muttered, staring at the readings on her tricorder. "What is it?" Elena demanded, her voice tight with worry. Dr. Tanaka looked up, her expression a mixture of disbelief and wonder. "Captain, Princess, I don't know how to say this, but it appears that Princess Arya is pregnant." The room fell silent, the implications of this revelation hanging heavy in the air. Arya, her pain momentarily forgotten, stared at Dr. Tanaka in shock. "But how? I haven't." Elena's mind raced, trying to make sense of this impossible situation. As far as she knew, Arya hadn't been intimate with anyone since her arrival on Earth, and even if she had, the idea of cross-species reproduction had been deemed scientifically impossible. As if reading their thoughts, Dr. Tanaka continued, her voice filled with a mixture of scientific excitement and trepidation. "This isn't a conventional pregnancy. The fetus, it appears to be a perfect hybrid of human and Zephyrian DNA. It's as if the QGR effect has taken Arya's adaptation to the next level, allowing for spontaneous reproduction." The implications of this discovery were staggering. If QGR could facilitate cross-species reproduction, it would fundamentally alter the future of both humans and Zephyrians. The boundaries between their species would blur, potentially giving rise to an entirely new form of intelligent life. As the news spread, reactions varied wildly. The Cosmic Convergence movement hailed it as a miracle, proof that their vision of a united future was possible. The purists, on the other hand, saw it as the ultimate corruption of their species, calling for immediate action to purify their princess. On Earth, religious leaders grappled with the theological implications of this unprecedented event, while scientists clamored for access to study Arya and her unborn child. Governments worldwide convened emergency sessions to discuss the potential impact on global security and interstellar relations. Amidst the chaos, Elena made a decision that would alter the course of her life forever. "We need to protect you both," she told Arya, her voice filled with determination. "I swear to you, I will do everything in my power to keep you and your child safe." Arya, still reeling from the revelation, looked up at Elena with tears in her eyes. "Thank you," she whispered, reaching out to clasp Elena's hand. "I couldn't face this alone." As they sat there, hand in hand, neither could have imagined the incredible journey that lay ahead. The child growing within Arya represented more than just a biological miracle. It was a symbol of hope, a bridge between two worlds, and potentially the key to unlocking the mysteries of the universe itself. But with this hope came great danger. Forces on both Earth and Zephyria were already mobilizing, each with their own agenda for the unprecedented child. As Elena and Arya prepared for the challenges ahead, they knew that the fate of two worlds, and perhaps the entire galaxy, rested in their hands. The stage was set for an epic struggle that would push the boundaries of science, test the limits of love, and redefine the very nature of humanity and alienhood. The cosmic child, as the unborn hybrid came to be known, was about to change everything. The Stardust Protocol. As news of Princess Arya's unprecedented pregnancy spread across Earth and Zephyria, a top-secret initiative known as the Stardust Protocol was activated. This contingency plan, developed jointly by human and Zephyrian scientists in anticipation of potential cross-species events, was designed to safeguard both the subjects and the delicate balance of interstellar relations. Captain Elena Rodriguez, now officially assigned as Arya's personal protector, found herself at the heart of this classified operation. The UES Horizon, once an exploration vessel, was swiftly retrofitted into a state-of-the-art mobile research facility and safe haven. "Welcome to the Chrysalis," Dr. Tanaka announced as she led Elena and Aria through a series of airlocks into the ship's newly constructed central chamber. The room was a marvel of human and Zephyrian technology, its walls lined with pulsating bioorganic circuitry that seemed to breathe with a life of its own. At the center stood a gleaming pod, its surface a swirling mix of iridescent colors that mimicked Aria's original Zephyrian skin. "This is where we'll monitor your pregnancy," Dr. Tanaka explained. "The pod is equipped with quantum entanglement sensors that will allow us to observe the development of your child at the subatomic level." Aria approached the pod, her hand resting gently on her abdomen. "And it's safe?" she asked, her voice a mixture of awe and apprehension. Dr. Tanaka nodded. "It's the safest place in the galaxy for you and your child. The pod is shielded against any form of external interference, including attempts to manipulate the QGR effect." As Aria settled into her new home, Elena took charge of the Horizon's security. She handpicked a crew of the most trusted human and Zephyrian personnel, each vetted through rigorous psychometric testing to ensure their loyalty to the Stardust Protocol. But even as they prepared for the miraculous birth, forces beyond their control were aligning against them. On Earth, a shadowy organization known as Terra Prime emerged from the fringes of society. Led by the enigmatic figure known only as the Architect, this group saw the cosmic child as a threat to human genetic purity and were determined to prevent its birth at any cost. Meanwhile, on Zephyria, Lord Zix and his purist faction had staged a coup, overthrowing the High Council and declaring martial law. Their first act was to brand Princess Aria a traitor and dispatch a fleet of warships to intercept the Horizon. As these twin threats loomed, the Horizon embarked on a perilous journey through uncharted space. Their destination, the mysterious Nexus Nebula, a stellar phenomenon that scientists believe could amplify the QGR effect and provide a safe haven for Aria to give birth. The journey was fraught with danger. Gravity wells threatened to tear the ship apart, while temporal anomalies caused time to flow erratically on board. Through it all, Elena stood vigilant, her determination to protect Aria and the cosmic child unwavering. As they neared the heart of the Nexus Nebula, Dr. Tanaka made a startling discovery. "The child's development is accelerating at an unprecedented rate," she reported, her eyes wide as she studied the quantum entanglement readouts. "At this pace, Aria could give birth within days, not months." The news sent a ripple of excitement and fear through the crew. They were in a race against time, with the fate of two worlds hanging in the balance. It was during this tense period that Elena and Aria's relationship deepened beyond the bounds of duty. Late one night, as they stood in the Chrysalis chamber watching the swirling colors of the Nexus Nebula through a viewport, Aria turned to Elena with tears in her eyes. "I'm scared, Elena," she confessed. "Not just for myself or the child, but for what this means for our peoples. What if this tears us apart instead of bringing us together?" Elena took Aria's hand, marveling at how natural it felt despite their biological differences. "Whatever happens," she said softly, "we'll face it together. Your child isn't just a symbol of our differences, but of our potential when we come together." As their eyes met, a spark of understanding passed between them. In that moment, surrounded by the cosmic energies of the Nexus Nebula, Elena and Aria shared a kiss that transcended species, a union of human and Zephyrian that mirrored the miracle growing within Aria's womb. But their moment of connection was short-lived. Alarms blared throughout the ship, jolting them back to reality. "Captain, to the bridge." A voice called over the intercom. "We've got incoming." Elena raced to the command center, her heart pounding. On the main view screen, she saw a sight that filled her with dread. A Zephyrian war fleet emerging from warp space, weapons primed and ready to fire. And behind them, barely visible against the backdrop of space, lurked the sleek, predatory shapes of Terra Prime's stealth ships. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of the cosmic child and the future of human-Zephyrian relations. As Elena barked out orders to raise shields and prepare for evasive maneuvers, she knew that the next few hours would test them all to their limits. In the chrysalis chamber, Arya felt a sudden, sharp pain. Looking down, she saw a shimmer of energy ripple across her abdomen. "Elena," she whispered, though she knew her words couldn't reach the bridge, "I think it's time." As the first salvos of energy weapons lit up the space around the horizon, the miracle of life was about to unfold within. The cosmic child, born of two worlds and nurtured by the very fabric of spacetime itself, was ready to enter the universe. What happened next would reshape the destiny of not just Earth and Zephyria, but potentially the entire galaxy. The Stardust Protocol had been activated, and there was no turning back. The quantum cradle. As the UES horizon found itself caught in a deadly crossfire between the Zephyrian warfleet and Terra Prime's stealth ships, a new crisis emerged within the chrysalis chamber. Princess Arya's labor had begun, triggered by the intense quantum fluctuations of the Nexus Nebula. Quantum contractions detected. Dr. Tanaka's voice crackled over the ship's comm system. "The child's birth is imminent." Captain Elena Rodriguez, her face illuminated by the flashes of weapons fire on the main view screen, made a split-second decision that would alter the course of history. "Initiate Protocol Omega," she commanded. The crew sprang into action, activating a series of previously hidden systems throughout the ship. The horizon's outer hull began to shift and reconfigure, revealing an array of crystalline structures that pulsed with an otherworldly light. "What's happening?" demanded Lord Zix from the bridge of the lead Zephyrian warship, his eyes wide with a mixture of fear and awe. On board the Terra Prime vessel, the architect watched in stunned silence as the horizon transformed before their eyes. "Impossible," they whispered. The truth was, the UES Horizon was more than just a retrofitted exploration vessel. It was the culmination of a decades-long secret project combining the most advanced technologies of both Earth and Zephyria. As the transformation completed, the ship now resembled a massive, glowing seed, a quantum cradle designed to nurture and protect the unprecedented life about to enter the universe. Inside the chrysalis chamber, Arya floated in a cocoon of swirling energy, her body suffused with the radiant power of the Nexus Nebula. Dr. Tanaka and her team worked feverishly, using a combination of advanced medical techniques and quantum manipulation to guide the birth process. "The child's quantum signature is off the charts," one of the Zephyrian scientists reported, his voice filled with wonder. "It's as if it's tapping directly into the fundamental forces of the universe." As the battle raged outside, with weapons fire splashing harmlessly against the horizon's new quantum shields, Elena made her way to the chrysalis chamber. She arrived just in time to see a blinding flash of light emanate from the birthing pod. When the light faded, there was a moment of breathless silence. Then, a sound unlike anything they had ever heard before filled the chamber, the cry of a child that existed beyond the conventional boundaries of species. Dr. Tanaka carefully lifted the newborn from the pod, her eyes wide with amazement. "It's perfect," she breathed. The child was a breathtaking blend of human and Zephyrian features. Its skin shimmered with a subtle iridescence, while its eyes held depths that seemed to reflect the very stars themselves. But most remarkably, the child was surrounded by a faint aura of quantum energy, as if it existed partially in multiple dimensions at once. "The cosmic child," Arya whispered, reaching out to touch her newborn. As her fingers made contact, there was another flash of energy, and suddenly, every sentient being within range of the horizon found their minds linked in a vast psychic network. In that moment, the true purpose of the Stardust Protocol was revealed. The cosmic child was not just a biological miracle, but a key to unlocking a new level of cosmic consciousness. Through this child, humans and Zephyrians could experience each other's thoughts and emotions, bridging the gap between their species in ways never before imagined. Lord Zix, his mind now open to the fears and hopes of humanity, felt his hatred and suspicion melt away. The architect, touched by the ancient wisdom of the Zephyrians, realized the folly of their xenophobic crusade. As the psychic link faded, a stunned silence fell over the battlefield. Then, slowly, weapons were powered down. Communication channels crackled to life as both sides sought to make sense of what they had just experienced. On the bridge of the horizon, Elena received an incoming transmission. It was a joint message from the leaders of Earth and Zephyria, who had also been affected by the psychic event. Captain Rodriguez, they said, their voices filled with a newfound sense of unity. You and your crew have given us all a great gift. The cosmic child has shown us a glimpse of what we can become together. We hereby declare an immediate cessation of hostilities and the beginning of a new era of cooperation between our peoples. As news of the miraculous birth spread across the galaxy, the horizon became a symbol of hope and unity. The Nexus Nebula, once a dangerous and uncharted region of space, was declared a neutral zone, a place where humans and Zephyrians could come together to study the incredible properties of quantum genetic resonance and explore the new frontiers of consciousness opened up by the cosmic child. Aria and Elena, their bond now deeper than ever, took on the roles of ambassadors for this new age of interspecies cooperation. Together with their child, they embarked on a journey to bridge the gaps between worlds, showing that the true destiny of intelligent life lay not in conflict, but in cosmic harmony. The Stardust Protocol, once a classified contingency plan, became the foundation for a new galactic initiative. Research outposts were established throughout the Nexus Nebula, dedicated to unlocking the secrets of quantum biology and pushing the boundaries of what was possible when species came together. As the cosmic child grew, it became clear that this was only the beginning. The universe, it seemed, had much more in store for the unlikely family that had brought two worlds together and changed the course of galactic history forever. The story of the alien princess who gave birth to a human child had become something far greater, a cosmic tale of love, science, and the unlimited potential of life itself. And as the stars twinkled in the vast expanse of space, they seemed to whisper of even greater wonders yet to come. The Starborn Legacy. As the cosmic dust settled and the initial shock of the cosmic child's birth faded, a new era dawned for both humanity and the Zephyrians. The child, named Nova by its parents, grew at an unprecedented rate, both physically and mentally. By its first birthday, Nova had already begun to exhibit abilities that defied conventional understanding of physics and biology. Quantum morphic resonance, Dr. Tanaka explained to a rapt audience of scientists from across the galaxy. Nova's very existence seems to bend reality around it, allowing for spontaneous manipulation of matter and energy at a subatomic level. The implications were staggering. Nova could reshape molecules with a thought, create wormholes with a wave of its hand, and even perceive multiple timelines simultaneously. The child was, in every sense, a bridge between the known and the unknown. As Nova's powers grew, so did the challenges facing Elena and Aria. How does one raise a child that can alter the fabric of reality? The answer came in the form of the cosmic creche, a specially designed habitat that floated at the heart of the Nexus Nebula. The cosmic creche was a marvel of engineering, a self-sustaining ecosystem that adapted to Nova's evolving needs. Its walls were lined with quantum computers that could process and analyze Nova's abilities in real time, helping the child learn to control its immense power. But even as Nova flourished under the loving care of its two mothers, new threats loomed on the horizon. Word of the starborn child spread across the galaxy, attracting the attention of ancient and powerful entities that had long remained hidden in the depths of space. The first sign of trouble came in the form of the Void Heralds, a mysterious race of energy beings that claimed to be the guardians of cosmic balance. They appeared before the United Galactic Council, their forms shifting and swirling like living black holes. The Starborn must be contained, their leader intoned, its voice resonating on frequencies that made the very air tremble. Its power threatens the equilibrium of the universe itself. Elena and Arya stood firm, backed by a coalition of human and Zephyrian allies. "Nova is not a threat," Elena declared, her voice steady despite the fear clutching at her heart. "Our child is a symbol of unity, a bridge between species and realities." As the debate raged in the corridors of galactic power, a new phenomenon began to sweep across inhabited worlds. Ordinary citizens, human, Zephyrian, and other allied species, started exhibiting abilities similar to Nova's, albeit on a much smaller scale. Dr. Tanaka dubbed it the Nova Effect, a quantum awakening triggered by the Starborn's presence in the universe. "It's as if Nova's existence is causing a cascading resonance throughout the cosmos," she explained. "We're evolving, all of us, faster than we ever thought possible." This development brought both wonder and terror. While many embraced their newfound abilities, others feared the rapid changes overtaking their societies. Anti-evolution movements sprang up on countless worlds, calling for a return to purity and rejection of the Nova Effect. Amidst this turmoil, Nova continued to grow and learn. By its 5th birthday, the child had mastered control over its reality warping powers and had begun to understand the weight of responsibility that came with them. "I see everything, Moms," Nova said one day, its eyes swirling with galaxies. "All the paths, all the possibilities. It's beautiful and terrifying." Elena and Arya exchanged a look of pride and concern. They knew that Nova's journey was only beginning, and that the fate of the cosmos might well rest on their child's shoulders. As if in response to Nova's growing awareness, a new threat emerged from the depths of uncharted space: the entropic swarm, a hive mind of planet-sized entities that fed on the energy of dying stars, set its sights on the Milky Way. "They're drawn to the quantum disturbances caused by the Nova Effect," Lord Zix, now a staunch ally, reported grimly. "Our galaxy is like a beacon to them, a feast waiting to be devoured." The United Galactic Council mobilized its fleets, but conventional weapons proved useless against the entropic swarm. As world after world fell silent, consumed by the insatiable hunger of the cosmic predators, all hope seemed lost. It was in this darkest hour that Nova made a decision that would echo across eternity. Standing at the heart of the cosmic creche, the child turned to its mothers, eyes brimming with determination and love. "I know what I have to do," Nova said softly. "What I was born to do." Before Elena or Arya could respond, Nova vanished in a flash of blinding light. Across the galaxy, every being touched by the Nova Effect felt a sudden surge of power and purpose. At the edge of the Milky Way, where the entropic swarm hovered poised to strike, a new sun suddenly burst into existence. Nova, now transformed into a being of pure quantum energy, faced the cosmic threat head-on. What followed was a battle beyond the comprehension of mortal minds. Nova, channeling the combined power of every quantum-awakened being in the galaxy, wove a tapestry of realities that trapped and transformed the entropic swarm. When the cosmic dust settled, the threat was gone. In its place was a nursery of newborn stars, each one housing the redeemed consciousness of the former swarm entities. Nova returned to its physical form, appearing before the astonished United Galactic Council. "The balance is restored," the child declared, its voice echoing with the wisdom of eons. "But our journey is far from over." In the years that followed, Nova became a guiding light for the galaxy. Under its tutelage, the Nova Effect was harnessed to usher in an unprecedented age of peace and discovery. The boundaries between species blurred as the quantum awakening continued, leading to the birth of a truly unified galactic civilization. Elena and Arya, though no longer ageless, lived to see their child become the architect of a cosmic renaissance. The story of the alien princess who gave birth to a human child had become a legend, a tale told on every world as a reminder of the miraculous potential that lies in unity and love. And somewhere in the vast expanse of the universe, Nova continues its work, a guardian of balance and a beacon of hope for all sentient life. The Starborn legacy, born from an impossible love between two worlds, had become the heritage of an entire cosmos. As the light of countless new stars filled the once dark voids of space, the universe itself seemed to whisper a promise of endless wonders yet to come: the cosmic convergence. As Nova's influence spread across the galaxy, bringing about an era of unprecedented harmony and technological advancement, a new challenge emerged from the very fabric of spacetime itself. The rapid evolution of countless species and the manipulation of quantum realities had begun to create ripples in the cosmic tapestry, threatening the stability of the universe. Dr. Tanaka, now head of the Galactic Institute of Quantum Dynamics, detected the first signs of trouble. "We're seeing microfractures in the quantum foam," she announced to a council of intergalactic leaders. "If left unchecked, these fractures could lead to a total collapse of our reality." The news sent shockwaves through the unified galactic civilization. Even Nova, with all its godlike powers, seemed uncertain about how to address this existential threat. It was in this moment of crisis that an unexpected visitor arrived. A being of pure light and energy materialized in the heart of the cosmic creche, its form shifting and pulsing with unknowable power. "I am the celestial architect," the entity proclaimed, its voice resonating on frequencies that could be felt rather than heard. "I have watched your civilization grow and evolve, and now I come with a warning and an opportunity." The celestial architect revealed that the universe as they knew it was but one of many in a vast multiverse. The quantum awakening triggered by Nova had not only affected their reality, but had begun to bleed into parallel universes, causing a chain reaction that threatened the entire multiverse. "The only way to prevent total cosmic collapse," the architect explained, "is to initiate the cosmic convergence, a controlled merger of multiple universes to create a new, stable reality." The implications were staggering. The cosmic convergence would mean the end of their universe as they knew it, but also the birth of something entirely new and unimaginable. Nova, sensing the truth in the architect's words, made a decision. "I will guide our people through this transition," the Starborn declared, "but I cannot do it alone." And so began the greatest undertaking in the history of sentient life. Under Nova's leadership, and with the guidance of the celestial architect, the United Galactic Civilization began preparations for the cosmic convergence. The quantum harmonizers, massive structures that dwarfed entire star systems, were constructed at strategic points throughout the universe. These colossal machines were designed to synchronize the quantum frequencies of multiple realities, allowing for a controlled merger. As the work progressed, glimpses of other universes began to bleed through. Strange new forms of life and physics tantalized scientists with possibilities beyond their wildest dreams. But with these wonders came new dangers, eldritch horrors from realities where the laws of physics had evolved along nightmarish paths. Elena and Aria, though aged, remained at the forefront of the effort. Their unique perspective as the parents of the Starborn proved invaluable in navigating the diplomatic challenges of preparing entire civilizations for the end of everything they knew. "We faced the impossible before," Elena reminded a group of frightened world leaders. "When Aria and I fell in love, when Nova was born, each time, we stepped into the unknown and found wonders beyond imagination. This is no different." As the day of convergence approached, Nova underwent another transformation. The Starborn's power had grown to match that of the celestial architect, and together they would serve as the guiding forces of the new, unified reality. In the final hours, as the quantum harmonizers hummed with unimaginable power, Nova appeared before its mothers one last time in its familiar form. "You gave me life," Nova said, embracing Elena and Aria. "And through that gift, we've given the universe a chance at rebirth. Whatever comes next, know that your love made all of this possible." With a final, blinding flash, the cosmic convergence began. Reality itself seemed to fold and unfold, dimensions bleeding into one another in a kaleidoscope of creation and destruction. When the cosmic dust settled, a new universe had been born. The laws of physics had been rewritten, blending the best aspects of multiple realities. New forms of matter and energy danced among familiar stars, while beings of unimaginable diversity found themselves neighbors in a cosmos of infinite possibility. At the heart of it all stood Nova and the celestial architect, now merged into a singular entity that defied comprehension. This new being, which called itself the Universal Oversoul, would serve as the guardian and guide of the newborn reality. Elena and Aria, along with every other being who had been part of the convergence, found themselves transformed as well. They were no longer bound by the limitations of their former physical forms, but existed as quantum consciousnesses capable of experiencing the full wonder of the new universe. As the inhabitants of this new reality began to explore and understand their transformed existence, a message echoed across the cosmos, a blend of Nova's compassion and the architect's wisdom. Welcome to the dawn of a new cosmic age. The boundaries between species, between dimensions, between thought and reality have been dissolved. You are all one now, united in the grand tapestry of existence. Explore, create, love, and marvel at the infinite wonders that await you. And so, the story that began with an alien princess giving birth to a human child had culminated in the rebirth of reality itself. The love between Elena and Aria had sparked a chain of events that reshaped the very nature of existence, proving once and for all that in the face of cosmic challenges, the power of unity and love could overcome anything. As the newborn universe pulsed with limitless potential, the adventure was far from over. It was, in many ways, only just beginning.